Okay, once you guys have made your decision, we can go ahead and start.
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and reveal all those counters, sure.
Don't really want to, but I guess that's the way it's going to go. Because our decoys are going to disappear right away.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, here comes the big reveal. How many activations I'm going to get out of those 7.
You'll take 3.
Okay.
Now, do we have to reveal our guys, or?
Yeah, pretty much everybody but the folks in town are going to get revealed at this point.
So I can just grab that whole group and unmask them.
Yeah, I realized afterwards I can just box the group and unmask. Okay, so I'm going to get 3 activations. Do I go first, Charles?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay.
You want us to delete those decoys?
Yeah, you might as well.
Well, this looks more like a Civil War setup than it does a World War II setup, doesn't it?
Just thinking that.
This looks like the Battle of Cedar Creek.
Okay, so I'm going to fire with...
All the
that
units
unit,
on the left
that
would
unit.
also be open, right?
So range 3, that's a +1 modifier in Orchard. Oh, it's rounded up, so it's a +2 modifier. So my firepower is 4. I make that.
Gotta do your morale check first.
Yeah, I do have to do my morale check. So he's okay.
So you can't fail it.
Well, that unit can, because it's a half.
Yeah. Yep. Gotcha. Just noticed that. So in order to hit me, you have to roll what?
Well, ordinarily it would be a 6, but there's a +2 for the kind of concealment, the positive terrain modifier for every 2 hexes rounded up when I'm shooting through Orchard. So it's 3 hexes, so +2.
4 or less?
Yeah, 4 or less to get suppression. So rolling. Negative. And over on the other side. Firing from Bravo 8 to Hotel 6.
Yeah, we could use, for the most part tonight, we can use that line of sight tool for just to indicate who you're shooting at, because we can see fully across the board anyway.
Yep. So that's the roll for the morale check at 3 is successful, and then the actual shot 1 through 4. So suppression. And final activation. So automatically passes morale, and then rolling for firepower, it is 1 through 4 once again. Suppress. So that's the end of my assigned activations. It's over to the company commander.
My Germans are a little bit green. The first sign of trouble, and they're starting to fold their tents already.
Okay, map 1B2. Going for move. 1.
Okay, hold on for a second. You're on map 1. Okay, there we go.
2. 3.
Are those units not actually unmarked, undecoyed?
Yeah, they're all
They are still in
seeing
orchard.
decoy conceal markers. There we go. Now, opportunity fire, because I've got line of sight to him with the guy down there in B6, but that's at extended range of 6 for these guys.
Yep.
So the modifier would be what's for shooting at long range?
Sorry, which one are we talking about?
Well, just in general, if I'm shooting at extended range, what's the modifier to my firepower?
A long range is half firepower.
Okay.
But since I'm moving in the open,
And
it's a +2 to you.
right. So basically, that's kind of a wash. Yeah, I hosed myself to that side of the map already with the setup. I sort of outsmarted myself with the decoys. I should have. Now, if I have to take a morale check in order to shoot at you, right?
That's correct.
Which I will pass because I'm not suppressed. And what's the downside to? Can I get marked as used? Will I get marked as used for op fire?
If you miss, yes.
Yeah, if you sorry, which unit are we talking about firing at? Which one is that? John talking about firing one? Op fire?
Yeah, it is. And I'm in my guy in B6 on map 2. The guy that's moving up there. I have line of sight from there, but it's going to be long range. So I'm just thinking about whether I should.
Well,
take
you
a
also
shot
have
on
line
that.
of sight from. You also have line of sight from B3 as well, because those houses aren't there.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. Duh. Sorry. I'm yeah.
What do you mean the
So-
houses
No,
are
it's-
No buildings. But it's all orchard.
It's not at all your fault. It's just the artwork because of the way that they designed the scenario.
Okay, and I'm shooting. So those hexes on board 6 are clear, right? Or are they all orchard?
Squint hard and imagine that everything west of that central road on 2 is an orchard.
Okay, but I'm talking about on 6.
Yeah, it's if you look at the scenario rules,
Okay,
all hexes
alright,
on
yeah,
board 6, 2, and west of 9, or west of the Dyke Road on 9.
So you could try to op fire to take the proficiency check to do the op fire, which means you'd have to roll.
Well, that means I'm
7 or
shooting
less.
through like 6 hexes worth of orchard, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, so that's virtually I can't hit him.
Probably not. I wouldn't do the op fire necessarily.
Yeah.
but
Okay.
again,
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
So I think my movement is actually half of what I think it is. I get 2 movement points to go through orchard.
I don't see a modifier for orchard.
Yeah, there's no modifier to movement to it. It's just the fact that it provides the positive terrain, and that you get the +1 for every 2 hexes.
You know, I'm thinking it would have been nice for this scenario if they'd have thrown in a couple of extra boards that had nothing but orchard on them. For God's sake.
Or some overlays.
That's actually that's discussed in the in that thread that I referenced. A couple questions he's said that it was a cost issue. He wanted to get a certain number of cards in. I'm sorry for picking a scenario that I didn't realize it had this many effects due to the board.
No problem.
Or make the Vassal module with overlays so that you could convert it.
Now that would be cheap.
Well, so would putting a PDF of the friggin' maps up for people to download.
That's true.
I mean, really. Yeah, I guess somebody'd have to design them, but...
Okay, moving second unit.
So basically, this really is going to be like Civil War. We can't even shoot at each other until we get a couple hundred yards away. We've taken a step back in time.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay.
German player's
now,
turn.
The fact that you're done moving, I can't outfire at you, right?
No, you can. I can back up at any time. I was just going forward to make it faster.
Well, here's my question. When you go to G3, can I shoot at you in that hex as outfire?
Yes.
Okay. Now that might be a shot worth taking. What do you think, partner?
Yeah, okay. I say go for it. I mean, if you fail your proficiency check, you don't get marked as used anyway. So you're either going to fail your proficiency check and not get marked as used, or you're going to actually make the shot, and you're going to have as good a shot as Chris had at your initial units there in the front.
Right, that's what I was thinking. So my proficiency check, I'm going to have to roll a 7 or better, right?
Yeah, affirmative.
Okay, here we go. Actually, did I need a 7 or better or a less?
No, 7 or less. So yeah,
Okay.
you've made your proficiency, so you
So
get
we're
your
good.
shot off. Now we get to make another roll.
Okay, and I need 4 to hit? Or a 3?
Let me think about
Actually, I'm moving, and I'm less than 4 away from you. So that's a +4.
But yeah, but he's not in open. But he's not in open terrain. He's not in open terrain.
So I make it as +1 to your firepower to make a firepower of 6, and then -2 for the orchard.
Okay, so I'm looking at a 4 or less to hit. So we don't hit. So I get marked as used.
Yeah, that's correct.
And how do I get them used? I don't see a thing on it.
Right click, used.
Oh, mark used, okay. In great big caps, okay. There we go.
So Charles, we're only using, I guess in my explanation I had said that you could use up to the maximum operations range. You just gave me 3 and took 2 yourself to take it a little slowly initially?
I'm going to go ahead and use the machine gunner weapons team down here. And have
Okay.
him fire, so I have to roll a 10 -2 or 8 or less, correct? And I'm going to fire at the bottom unit in the tree line. Right there.
Yeah, but you've got a 10, so technically you're okay. You can fire that unit.
Yeah, it's not a proficiency check. It would be a morale check that you can't fail, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
You know, somebody told me to use the 2d10 and use the first one as the morale check and the second one as the fire check, but I'm not sure how that would work all the time. So anyways, should we roll for morale checks even on 10s?
No, there's no sense in it.
Okay.
Jim has said that you do not.
Okay, so the weapons team is going to fire at the weapons team in the bottom there. And that looks like a hit.
So that's, you're firing through 1, 2, 3, so that's a -4 to your firepower. So you're 3 under.
Say that again. I thought it was the roll would be 5. It'd be 1 for the roll plus the intervening terrain. The 8 hexes of intervening orchard would add another 4, so the roll is 5.
Oh, okay. You can either subtract the terrain from the firepower, or you can add it to the roll, whichever you. In the rule book, it's added to the roll, so it would be a roll of 4. Sorry, a roll of 5.
So that's a suppression.
Yep.
Yeah, any way you look at it, a 1's probably going to be a suppression.
Okay, that's it.
Okay, John, as German commander, we've got what? How many in this one? 2 to 6.
I see 3 to 6.
Yeah, sorry, 3 to 6. John, if you want to go first and use 4 of those. No, actually, yeah, 2 to 6. How about just start out with using 3 of them to start?
Okay. Well, let's see if we can't get some suppression on some of his guys. So, I'm thinking, let me get a closer look at these. Maybe H3 at B3, you think?
Yeah, that works for me. If you want to use the line of sight thread to indicate them, that would also help. Yeah,
that's
sure.
what I was looking. Okay, so let me see if I can figure this out. We've got 1 hex of intervening terrain. So he gets a... Oh Lord, I can't figure it out.
+1 to your roll.
Okay, so basically I'm gonna need a 4 to hit, right?
Correct.
Yeah, 2 6s in a row. Oh, I forgot to take my. I need a morale. Oh, I can't fail a morale check, so there's no need to roll that, right? So since this is an activation, okay. So he gets marked as used.
Yep, you got it. Next activation.
Okay, we'll try the same thing. So that's the same shot basically, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, we got a hit. Now my units are going to get marked as used regardless, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so B6 is suppressed.
2 + 1 is 3. It's under your 5, but not. Yeah, that's correct. So B6 has got a suppression, 1 level suppression on it.
Okay, and you want me to take 3?
Yeah, you can take 3 if you like.
Well, there's not going to be much sense in trying to fire the suppressed guys, right? Is there a firepower affected, or that's... Oh, then they have to take
No, just a check to see whether they can fire or not.
The morale check, yeah. So they got a much lower chance of passing the morale check at even 1 level of suppression, right?
Correct.
Okay, so there's probably not a whole lot of sense in trying to fire those guys.
No, you might consider firing the southern one against the other suppressed unit in front of you, because I mean the chance that he's actually going to get moving is smaller. The other thing you might consider doing is the one in H4. We could always drop an op fire marker on him in case that one full American unit starts moving at you.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. So that would be my 3, right?
Yeah, that's correct. So I'm going to not make a morale roll here, and I'll show you where I'm shooting. The unit in the stone building to the one on the other side of the dike road, so it'll be a +2. So I'm going to reveal him since he successfully fired. He has a 10 morale. And that's a good roll.
Good job.
Nice.
That's a 3 in total because those are open hexes to the dike road. So that's a sorry, that's not even a 3. That's a 1. Sorry, +2 for the dike road is 3. So
Yeah, so that's reduction.
That's good.
So you get a reduction because you can add. This is the part where I was like, what? You add what to what?
It's more than 4 less than the number than his firepower. Sorry, it's equal to or more than 4 less than his firepower. So his firepower is 8, and after he modified the roll, it's 3. So if he had rolled a 4, 3, 2, or 1, I would have been reduced. So he effectively got a 3, so I'm reduced and fully suppressed.
Good.
Okay, I'm gonna try one more. Use one more of our points here. That shot right there. Again, I don't have to take a morale roll since I'll successfully fire or reveal the unit.
Did you want me to reduce my unit, or shall I?
Oh no, you can go ahead. I normally don't touch my opponent's units, so.
Yeah, that's what.
Okay.
Yeah, I was kind of waiting for you guys to reduce your own unit.
So I'm going to try that same shot again. Here we go. No, not that time.
How many do we have left?
Well, I think I'm gonna pass it over at this point because we've used within our ops range right now. Because I want to see the reaction of the Americans on the dike road before I actually start moving forward. So I'll pass it back to the Americans at this point.
Okay, company commander. How many activations do I get?
4.
4. And am I going first, or are you?
You go ahead.
Okay.
Quick note about units that are used and suppressed. When do those come off?
At the end of the turn?
Suppression levels are reduced at the end of the turn.
By 1.
And use markers come off.
And the end of the turn is after everybody on the entire board's moved, right?
Used or under an op fire marker.
Right. Okay.
So red goes to yellow, yellow goes off.
I'm going to try that shot. So I need to make a morale check, 6 or less. Successful. And the target number is 4.
Who's shooting at who?
That one. But it's unsuccessful. Bravo 6 to Hotel 4.
Got it. I didn't see the thread for some reason.
And Okay, I'm going to try some additional suppression here. Bravo 3 to Hotel 4. Morale check is automatically successful. Need a 1 through 4 to create additional suppression. You are fully suppressed.
Guy who's
H4
in
is
H4.
fully suppressed now.
Activating to move the unit in D7. Sorry, correction, Delta 6. One, two,
now,
three. Sorry, go ahead. Bravo
now,
5 if you want.
The guy in H6. Can take a shot now, right?
He can actually try to take a shot in any of C6, Bravo 5,
Oh,
or
yeah,
Alpha 5.
Yeah, because he's suppressed, so I've got to.
And
Well,
if
what do
you
you
need
think? What do you
to,
think?
you know, you got the +1 for the alt fire, but you can't make the proficiency check with those Germans to make an alt fire. So the only thing you can hope to do is try firing with the suppressed unit on the south side of the road. So proficiency check you'll need a 2.
Yeah,
2
that's
or
what
a
I
1,
was
but
looking
if
at.
you don't, yeah, but if you don't get it, you can always use one of those command points on that unit and make that roll again.
Yeah, that's not a very high percentage roll to be wasting the command point on that.
No, I know, but you'll probably be in melee if you don't. Well, you will be in melee. It'll be an interesting one.
Okay, well, go ahead and take the shot there. So, or try the proficiency check. I guess so. I needed 2. One of the 2.
Okay, well, I'll just roll it back. You can actually try that if you want in C6 as well, and if you don't make it, you can try it again in B5.
Yeah, but C6 will give him the extra penalty, though. So we'll try.
Yeah, that's right. So however he wants to do it.
Yeah, I'll try it here because I think it's the optimum thing. Because I can always take another shot in the next hex if I. So 1 or 2. Nope.
Okay, let him roll forward, I think.
Say again.
Let's let him roll forward. Try again in A5, and yeah, you can decide whether to use the command point or not.
Yeah, we'll take another shot. Try to take another shot.
Now you're fully. Oh no, your fully suppressed guy cannot. I was about to say your fully suppressed guy could try as well, but he can't quite make it because of his proficiency.
Right.
No, but we can try to use that one command point. I either consider using the command point for one last shot at him, or wait till he gets into the melee maybe, and then dash across the road and help your comrade, help your brothers in arms out maybe.
Well, we could try that. I don't know how reinforcing a melee is going to work, but I hate to waste a command point on a 20% chance.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to be using too much more myself. Well, you know, your call.
Well, it's pretty low percentage to waste a command point on. Now, do the command points rejuvenate each turn?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, the hell with it. Let's burn one. And here we go. There you go.
Nicely done.
Okay. I still have to get a result though, right?
Correct. So I am moving, but not in the open, so it's a -1 to your roll, and then that negates the orchard modifier for 2 hexes, so it's a 5 or less.
Need a 5 or less. Yes.
So that's a suppression. I will attempt to continue to act, so I must make a morale check to do that. 6 or less. I am successful. I'm going to attempt
a
to...
squad of Audie Murphys in there. They keep on charging.
Yeah, no, I'm actually gonna, since I'm now suppressed, because one of the big things in this game is if you go into melee when you're suppressed, and you're the first player, if you run away, then you die. The unit just dies. So instead of continuing to move, I will attempt to assault fire here. Assault fire is a proficiency check, so 6 minus 2 is 4. So I fail, and I am marked as used. So that's 2 activations so far.
Yep.
Okay, I am going to declare retreat on Echo 2. So that is a -4 to the die roll, so 1 through 6, and I will be able to move.
What are you doing?
On Echo 2, on board number 9, my fully suppressed weapons team, I'm declaring a retreat. Ordinarily I wouldn't be able to move very well unless I roll a 1 or a 2. But if you declare a retreat, which means that they move as if they're routing, I get a -4 to my roll. So instead of needing to roll a 1 or a 2 to be able to get off that road and out of the line of fire, I can try to roll a 1 through 6. That's, if you have the rulebook handy, it's,
Nah, all that stuff's upstairs, even my iPad's upstairs.
Basically
Yeah,
just
but you
declaring
won't
a
be able
route.
to-
Yeah.
it's rolled
So
5.1, but
you need a proficiency check to do that?
a morale check to move at all.
Morale check. Okay. All right. That's right. Morale check for this and that. Okay, I got you.
Okay.
So it makes it easier to move, but you have to run away.
Run away! Run away!
Yeah, I have a question though. You can't move closer to an enemy unit in sight, though.
Yeah, that
so
was
which way are you running? Up to
my next
E1?
question.
Well, I could move to D1. Because they're equidistant.
Well, except you're currently 5 away from enemy
Yeah,
units now.
you are. You
4.
would be reducing the range.
Oh, okay. Guess I can't then. I failed anyway, so it's a moot point.
Does that make sense? That though, since you would be reducing the range from 5 down to 4.
That's correct. I hadn't thought of that. I thought it was the same distance, but you're correct.
Yeah, but I'm also thinking in ASL terms, which may or may not be a good thing.
Okay, for my last designated operation, I'm going to mark Echo 6 as OpFire. Okay, over to my company commander.
My captain, my captain. Alright, top left unit on the left hand side of the board. He passes morale automatically. 1, 2, 3, 1 for free. 4, and an assault move, which is a complicated move, so I'm doing a proficiency check.
An assault fire.
1.
Yes, I'm sorry.
1 for free.
On a road, you go 1 for free. Is this a road or is this a...
No, it's all orchard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so doing an assault fire? I can't remember what it's called.
Assault fire, yeah, that's correct.
Well, what's the... Now, where did you start that unit? In BU3, I think?
Oh, yeah,
Normal
it was
move
there.
B5. Is there a penalty for moving in the through an orchard? Is that the same?
From what I was told earlier, it's the same.
Okay.
I don't
You
see
guys
a
aren't
movement
stopping
penalty.
to pick apples or anything like that? Enjoying some wine and cheese with your apples in the orchard.
Have some Calvados.
Morale check of 8 or less.
Up
Morale check passes.
Sutherland is oddball.
Oh yeah, this is Holland, I forgot.
Firing.
Ooh, that's ugly.
Yeah, that's
roll
a
one.
6.
Oh, it's still only a
Yeah,
suppression.
Oh, wait a second. No, there's an extra
Oh, it's
2
still
to
only a
that.
suppression.
Yep.
So with the benefit of the orchard, he gets a +2, which makes him my roll a 3, technically, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
So that's just at one level of suppression?
Yes.
And there's the +1 for the assault fire.
Right. Okay, that's 1.
Is there still a decoy on the board at A7?
Which board?
Yeah. All the way over on the left.
He hasn't unmasked it. He can probably go ahead and unmask it.
Oh, I didn't see him.
Gentlemen, I'll just warn you in advance. I'm going to have to turn in at about 11:15 my time. I guess everyone's on Eastern time, so 11:15, about a half an hour. Whoever's still around can take over. But I'm enjoying the game. I just had a late night last night doing something entirely not related to work.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. So.
Yeah, we can go ahead and quit for the night if you guys want to try for Tuesdays, maybe next week, or try to regroup then. Seemed like a good night for everybody, and if it works, fine. If it doesn't, no big deal. Did you guys want to take any outfire while I was running across the field there?
John? I'd say no, but John's on that.
Sorry, guys, I had a
Flank,
phone
so.
call.
No problem. Did you want to outfire me as I was running this unit across the field?
Well, I don't have anybody. I keep forgetting. Yes, I would have had line of sight. Well, the short answer is no.
Okay. Alright, so he is going to assault move, and I'm going to roll for a morale check minus my proficiency, 7 or less. We pass. And going to attack the same unit with the suppression marker on it right now. Actually, let's attack the unit who hasn't shot yet. So we'll attack him. And failed.
Don't you get a weapon jam on that one?
I should.
We spiked your Tommy guns. They just blew up.
Oh, I need to roll for him. Pass. 1. Let me know if you want me to back out.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll shoot at him right there.
Okay.
Because that cuts down the amount of orchard benefit you get, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So that would be... okay, first I need a proficiency check to do the outfire, right?
Yep, 7 or less.
Okay. Alrighty. I wasted that roll on... Okay, so I can shoot at you, and now... so, needed normally a 5. And I get 2... so I need a 3 or less to hit you?
That's what I'm thinking, plus he was moving as well, so...
so that's a 4, right?
And from my understanding, what we said earlier is that the moving benefit only applies to open ground, and I'm in the orchard.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry about that.
Okay,
That's
so
no
I
problem.
rolled a 4, and that's a miss then, right?
Because of the +2, yes. So he gets marked as used, yep.
He gets marked as... yeah, okay.
So I'm going to do my final movement. And then assault fire. So rolling a 7 or less for proficiency. Got it. And rolling for fire attack against the unit that just fired at me. Failed.
More spiked Tommy guns.
The ammo's back in B8.
So I can already see this game plays a whole lot different than anything else I've played before. Not that that's a bad thing at all, but man, it's a lot different, isn't it?
I think it's a really good thing.
Since everybody can assault fire, assuming you. Wow. So basically, there's a lot of shooting in this game.
And not just that, and just because your unit is used doesn't mean it can't shoot. If a unit moves adjacent to you, you can do final opportunity
right.
fire. And then you
Yeah.
can also use your command operations markers to do stuff too.
Yeah, he's familiar with that from ASL, I'm sure. But there are a lot of other games like Lock and Load and Conflict of Heroes that once they're used, they're basically done, and you can just waltz around them with.
Conflict of Heroes, you always got command points, and you know, so.
Yeah, but if you know that he's out of command points, you can just run around him.
Yeah, but you know, then there's the always thing. Well, the prudent commander will always save, you know, that kind of stuff. But yeah, I agree. But this is kind of the same thing, though. I mean, once guys get marked as used, that's pretty much it.
Well, as long as they're not suppressed, it's just a proficiency check. So for most units, and if it's adjacent and they're in the open, it's still like a 90% chance. For example, if you waltz next to that that used unit in Bravo 6, his proficiency is 3 and his morale is 10. So he would ordinarily be firing on a 3 or less, but sorry, a 7 or less. But if he were in the open, it would be another +1, and if he's adjacent, it's +1, and if he's you're marked opfire, it's another +1. So, or I guess you'd be marked used at that point. But anyway, you can make it so that you're fairly hard to kind of sneak up on if you're not suppressed.
Well, the system that you devised seemed to work really well for the game.
That who devised? Oh, for
Chris.
For command and control.
Yes, I like it.
Yeah, I think it can work. We just, I guess, as soon as everyone knows it, we can use it. So should we take one more? Should we finish the turn off? I guess.
Yeah,
Sure.
let the Germans do their turn, and we'll save it for the night.
Okay,